Anytime the Arewa, the Northerners, anytime they are not in power, especially at the center, they start inciting religious extremism and conflict all over the country. I repeat, anytime you see the Northerners are not in power, now that Tinubu is in power, the Northerners is not in power. Anytime, even during Obasanjo, during Jonathan, they start inciting religious extremism and conflict all over the country. Take, for instance, under Obasanjo, they started Sharia. And this Sharia they started led to the killings of thousands of people. Go and confirm from history. They will just start one conflict or the other and make sure that they, according to Buhari, they will make the government of the Southerner, whether the person is Jonathan, Obasanjo, or Tinubu, they want to make the government ungovernable. But at this point in time, it will not work. The Middle Belters have woken up. The Hausas have woken up. They have seen them for who they are. That's why the Middle Belt are saying that we are not part of Arewa.
Yoruba ṣẹ́yìn náà ti wake up. Mo ní Yorùbá ti jẹ́ o, a ò sùn mọ́ o. Tinubu nìkan ò lè dáṣẹ́ gbogbo rògbòdìyàn gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá sobe.
More than half of Nigerians are from the northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria's population is about 130 million people, which is more than the population of some 25 countries. The combined population of 25 countries, which means Northern Nigeria is more populous than some 25 countries in the world. Northern Nigeria contributes more than 70% of Nigeria's grains, millet, rice, maize, sorghum. More than 70% of Nigeria's grains are produced in northern Nigeria, which makes the northern Nigeria the agricultural hub for the country. And more than 90% of Nigeria's livestock are produced in the north, with vast stretches of arable land. Northern Nigeria covers more than 78% of the land mass of the country, which represents huge potential for commercial farming. Northern Nigeria has huge solid mineral deposits ranging from gold, limestone, uranium, tin, oil, gas, columbite, and so many other solid mineral resources. Unfortunately, this region, despite the vast potential, is still ravaged by poverty, with more than 60% of the people living in the north live below the poverty line. And this contributed to making Nigeria the 5th country in poverty count. More than 80% of the counted 20 million children out of school are from northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria ravaged by insecurity. In just 1 year, from 2023 to 2024, more than 600 people were killed. If you remember the massacre, the killings in Rwanda, there were just 800,000 people. But in 1 year in Nigeria, more than 600,000 people were killed, most of them from northern Nigeria. More than 2 million people were kidnapped in just 1 year. Most of this happened in northern Nigeria. With trillions of naira being spent to tackle insecurity, insecurity still lingers in northern Nigeria, which rendered thousands of large-scale farmlands unproductive. Also putting the country at the risk of food insecurity.
As their eyes have opened now. Okay, under Jonathan, bombings and beheadings started all over the corners in the name of religious extremism. I talked about Buhari, but now look at under Jonathan, bombings and beheadings started all over the corner in the name of religious extremism. You know one thing I like Tinubu about? Tinubu has studied all these people, has studied what they have done in the past, and he made sure that even the end bad governance protest, everybody said we are coming to vote, although the Igbos have said that they are not going to be part, they are not going to be part of whatever that is going on. You understand the 100 and everybody have the agenda. But the North took it upon themselves to say that they must protest, they must end this government because they don't find it easy. They are not comfortable when a Southerner is in power. They didn't protest during Buhari's regime, despite the fact that Buhari destroyed the economy. They said protest is haram, protest is this, protest is that. But now, under Tinubu, all of a sudden within 1 year, they are saying that let's protest. No more protest is haram. You can see the hypocrisy of these Northerners. Anytime a Southerner becomes president, they stir up religious extremism and conflict here and there. Less than 2 years of Tinubu's presidency, they have started inciting religious extremism and radicalism all over Nigeria, especially the Southwest, most importantly Lagos State, which is the base of the president. You see, some people in the South, some religious fanatics, Yorubas in the Southwest are being used to incite some of these little religious conflicts. That's how it may escalate to something else. We already know that there's already a conflict somehow between the Yoruba and Igbo. Igbo must go and everything. It somehow died down and it stayed on Twitter. They have started with another incitement that will, what about religious conflict, especially Christian and Islam. Nobody is doing that in the North. They know that in the North is not going to work. Everybody understands the kind of people they are. But they really, in Lagos, in the Southwest, want to make sure that there's a conflict. These Northerners, they find a way. Look at what's happening on Twitter. Look at what's happening. All of a sudden, people just put out banners to provoke another religion. That this December, they are celebrating the birth of the Lord Jesus Christ. The Christians see Jesus as God, Jesus Christ as God. But all they needed to do was just to put out the banner and say Jesus Christ is not God. Stirring religious conflict and extremism. We know them and we know that is how they roll. There is a diabolical agenda. I repeat, there's a diabolical agenda. Let the Southwest Yoruba Muslims, let them not fall, because we know that they are peaceful people. They should not be used by these Northerners. When you look at the North, far North, the kind of Islam they practice will never bring development to their region. You see, the tax bill was meant that everybody will look inwards and be creative. But the North now knows that the Southwest is stable and is developed more than anything. And one of the reasons why their region, the northern region, is not stable is because of the conflict and religious extremism. The kind of things they apply in that region. Sharia has made that place undevelopable, if there's a word like that. The killings, the banditry, the destruction is as a result of the kind of Islam they practice in the north. And they have seen, okay, if we can import this thing to the Southwest, then it will be okay for us. My brother, thank God for Nnamdi Kanu and the Biafra movement. The eyes...
Yeah. Òun ló ti gbọ́ yẹn. Ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ló gbọ́ yẹn. Ṣé orí Olúwo àti Mufti àtàwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tó wà lábẹ́ wọn tí wọ́n ń jà fitafita wípé ṣé Sharia law must come to stay in Yoruba land. Northerner ló sponsor wọn o. Òun ló gbọ́ yẹn o. Ìwọ tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá pọ́nbélé. Tó jẹ́ ọmọ Yorùbá pọ́nbélé tó rò wípé torí ẹ̀sìn á favour ẹ. Ó fẹ́ di ẹrú nílẹ̀ Yorùbá nílẹ̀ bàbá ẹnìyẹn o. Ṣebí fídíò tí mo gbé wọlé nísìn. Ṣebí gbọ́ nǹkan tí Northerner yẹn sọ. Ó ní North, in fact, ó ń jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé majority Nigerians are the Northerner. According to him, only half of Nigerians are from North. Nígbà tí half of Nigerians bá wá láti North, so half tó kù àwa tó kù la máa pín kò tún tí ìrújú náà àbò rújú ni ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí nínú fídíò yẹn ìwà tèmi jọ fetí gbọ́ pé ní nọ́ọ̀tì o àwọn làwọn supply Nigerians the whole gigantic Nigeria ní rice grain millet everything including livestock ìwọ náà sì mọ̀ pé yes it is true ẹjọ́ ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí wọ́n supply yẹn kò ní tax lórí ni how come tó ṣe jẹ́ wípé àwa minority làwa ń generate more revenue tax revenue fún that their one Nigeria ó tún continue ó ní kíni ó ní north kò sí mineral àwọn non-mineral resources tó pọ̀ jù solid minerals àwọn náà ni tó pọ̀ jù he made mention of some rọ́bà o uranium o ó yá máa kọ́ síbẹ̀ gold o ìwọ náà máa kọ nǹkan tó sọ oil crude oil o name it ó ní ó bọ̀kún ní north why tí north ní gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ kó sílẹ̀ ó náà fẹ́ nára ẹ̀ sọ́ ó ní upon having all these things in the north yet not remain the headquarter of poverty ní Nigeria. And according to this video, ó ń jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé Nigeria is number 5 poverty country. After India, Awon is the second largest country in a begging in Alimajiri. Nigeria is number 2 in Alimajiri after India. Ìwọ àtẹ̀mí dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé India bímọ wọn population wọn ṣòfò dànù. Ọ̀pọ̀ párípọ̀ ìyá àbí kò tí yé báyìí. Now I am asking you, ask me again. Let both of us ask them. How can you have all these livestock, millet, grains, you produce all these things in the north, including all the solid minerals that you mentioned here, and you are still shouting, crying, making the most noise every day about the new tax reform bill? Ṣé pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ nára wọn kà sílẹ̀ torí Ọlọ́run ṣé àwọn kan ló yẹ kó máa generate tax jù? Àwa tẹ wá pè nígbà tẹ sọ wípé àwa la kéré jù, ẹ̀yin lẹ pọ̀ jù, ẹ̀yin lẹ dominate Nigeria, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní Nigeria. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? All of a sudden, kí ló dé tó jẹ́ wípé at any time tí any Southerner tó bá become head of state in Nigeria, the Northerner becomes sleepless, they become a sleepless goat, a sleepless cow. What is the problem? Because they are power drunk. Because they are obsessed with that one Nigeria power. Because they have this fear in them that it should be only, if Northerners ask their way, wallahi, they will not allow any other tribe in Nigeria to govern Nigeria anymore as a head of state. The Northerners lost their sleep, lost everything the moment any Southerner become the head of state in Nigeria. They will begin to go up and down, no, hey, running a skater. Maybe they will be asking one another, they will be asking themselves, I hope they will return back the power to us. I hope the Northerner will not swallow the power. I hope we will have the power, we have the opportunity to become a head of state again. Maybe the Southerner will continue to rule forever and ever and all this thing. What is your problem? But at any time the Northerner become the head of state in Nigeria, no Southerner has any problem with you guys. We don't have any sleepless nights. They allow the Northerner to do it as they wish. Oh, lẹ́gbẹ́ ní ìgbà tí Buhari wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Gbogbo rádaràdà tí Buhari ṣe. Ẹ̀yin fúnra lára yín, the Northerner themselves confirmed it. They said it by themselves that ex-President Buhari destroyed Nigeria economy the most among all the head of states. He ruined Nigeria economy. Yes. But during that regime, ṣé wọ́n bọ́ síta láti wá protest for once? No. Aráàmù ní láti protest. Kódà ẹsẹ̀ ò fàyè gbà. Ṣé ti rí situation wọn bó ṣe báyé wọn ara wọn jẹ́ ní north? It is the same this religion of Esin ni wọ́n fi rúnnu north. Tí wọ́n fi báyé north jẹ́ upon all these things they mentioned they have. How can you mention all these things? How can Northerner produce and have all these solid minerals, be supplying Nigeria with all these things? And you still have the largest poverty in Nigeria, according to you. You said it yourself. Ẹ̀yin lẹ́ni lẹ́ ṣòwò àlìmájìrì náà wọ́n ti ń try láti fi system pass ẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ wa ní south, and I'm calling upon the southerners, most especially the Yorubas, to wake up from your slumber. Do not take it from your leaders and elders. Ẹ má gbà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọba wa àti lọ́wọ́ àwọn governor, senator, minister wa. Ó lè lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn, títara wọn nìkan ni wọ́n mọ̀, títí tó fi máa báyé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ tó máa sọ wá di àlìmájìrì. And if you look at the way things are going, ẹ ti become àlìmájìrì style by style o. Àbírọ́ ni mo pa. Kẹ́ẹ̀kan máa gbá bọ́ ni ẹ ti ń gbá bọ́ náà. Láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà sí ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi lọ́mọ lọ́wọ́, ẹ kó àwọn ọmọ yín ẹ ní máa kó wọn lọ sí school just the same way they are doing in the north. They are not educated. Wọ́n torí sharia law ti báyé wọn jẹ́, wọ́n ti fi sharia law báyé masses jẹ́. Sharia law tí wọ́n practice in the north, extremism tí wọ́n practice àwọn fanatic, wọ́n fi báyé masses wọn jẹ́ ní north. But àwọn olówó wọn, àwọn leaders and elders wọn, àwọn live normal life. Àwọn ọmọ leaders and elders wọn are living a normal life too. Torí owó hard currency ni wọ́n máa lọ fi lọ sponsor àwọn ọmọ wọn ní abroad, kan wá sí school, kan wá gba the best of the best education. But back home in the north, book is haram to the minor, to the masses. Ṣùgbọ́n láàdọ̀ àwọn ọmọ wọn, book ò ṣe haram. Ṣùgbọ́n fún àwọn masses wọn, book is haram. Protest nígbà tí Buhari wà ńbẹ̀ is haram. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí Southern ti wà ńbẹ̀, tí Tinubu ti wà ńbẹ̀ báyìí sí, protest is no more haram. Mo kàn fẹ́ kó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ ni, kó lè mọ̀ wípé àwọn ni wọ́n sponsor gbogbo ìjà sharia. Bí wọ́n ṣe gbógun sharia lọ yìí títí ní ìgbà Ọbásanjọ́ nìyẹn. Títí wọ́n gbé sharia lọ yẹn, wọ́n tó fi gbé sínú 1999 constitution. Sharia law tí wọ́n dẹ̀ wọ́n practice ibẹ̀, òun ló báyé wọn jẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣe grow tó fi jẹ́ wípé orísun ìyà òun ni wọ́n jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé the same kìíní nǹkan táwọn practice tó báyé wọn jẹ́, tó sọ wọ́n di mèkútúrú mẹ́ṣàṣà tápá lọ tẹ́sẹ̀ lọ sí, òun ni wọ́n, torí ó jẹ́ mùsùlùmí, òun ni wọ́n wá ń jójà gídídòdò tó ń support Olúwo àti Olúwo àti Mufti wípé kí wọ́n wá practice ẹ̀. Adẹ̀ ń gbọ́ fìrìfìrì wọ́n ní Mufti ó halẹ̀ mọ́ yín, wọ́n ló halẹ̀ mọ́ Governor Adeleke. Thank you sir fún ti Ṣẹ́gun Olówó Òkèrè àti every other brothers àti gbogbo wọn tẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí. We appreciate you sir. But Governor Adeleke, ṣé kìí ṣe wípé fẹ́ máa fún wa ní believe wípé ẹ ní àṣírí sí ọwọ́ Olúwo àti Mufti, torí wọ́n ní Mufti halẹ̀ mọ́ yín wípé àwọn mùsùlùmí máa kẹ̀yìn sí yín? Ṣé Muslim nìkan ni wọ́n practice ní Nàìjíríà ni? Àbí ṣé ẹ ti pín Nàìjíríà, ẹ ti pín ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, ẹ ti pín state ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni? Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ máa sọ fún wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí Mufti ṣe pariwo àtolúwo wípé Ọ̀ṣun state is an Islamic state? Ṣé ẹ ti agree fún wa wípé Islamic state ní Ọ̀ṣun ni? Ṣé ẹ ní àṣírí sọ́wọ́ wọn ni tí wọ́n ṣe ń halẹ̀ mọ́ yín? Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ Mufti àti Olúwo tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀nà ìjẹ wọn, tó ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ Northerners, tí àwọn Northerners fẹ́ sọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá di north, tí ò wà peaceful, tó ń para wọn, wọ́n wá halẹ̀ mọ́ yín? Àwa sọ fún yín pé tó bẹ́ẹ̀ sà. Ẹ gbé sharia law, kẹ́ agree fún sharia law ní church ní Ọ̀ṣun state, sorry. Governor Adeleke, ẹ try kẹ́ support sharia law ní Ọ̀ṣun state, kẹ́ wá wo nǹkan tó máa bá yín, ojú yín máa bó majestically. Ẹni tí ọ̀rọ̀ àánú family yín á san. Ẹ wo ọ̀rọ̀ owó yín kọ́ là bá yín sọ yìí o. Àwa ò ní nǹkan tá fẹ́ lose, ẹ̀yin lẹ ní nǹkan tá fẹ́ lose o ní family yín. Davido Wambi, my brother, you better warn your uncle. Warn your uncle o. Yes o. Warn uncle ẹ o. Ìbùgá wọn ìmọ̀lẹ̀. Wọ́n ní mo. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá, majority ọmọ Yorùbá tó jẹ́ mùsùlùmí àti àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe àtàwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì, we say no to sharia law in Yorùbá land. Governor Adeleke, ẹ kéré ẹ bí tí ẹ below láti accept sharia law ní Ọ̀ṣun state. Ní fẹ́ try ẹ̀. Àti iná bọlé, kì í ṣe wípé a máa jóná eyín ni mò ń sọ yìí o. Ní jẹ́ tán lẹ̀ Yorùbá ni. Adeleke family ní jẹ́ tán. Ní fẹ́ kórúkọ yín parẹ́ lẹ̀ Yorùbá. Sharia law kọ́, sharia law ni. Ṣé mo wípé àwọn Northerners yìí wọ́n múra ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kankan? Ṣé o ti wá rí wípé gbogbo bí Mufti àtolúwo ṣe múra kankan lórí sharia law? Àwọn Northerners ni wọ́n sponsor wọn. àwọn ní láti make ilẹ̀ Yorùbá unbearable, láti make government orí àpèrè tí bàbá Tinubu wà yẹn kò ní wọ́n lára bó ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn. Ìgbà tí Jonathan, just like you heard it now, they did the same thing. ṣe bó orí nǹkan tó ṣe, àwọn ni wọ́n lọ plan ìgbà Chibok girls. Ló ti gbàgbé Chibok girl. Yeah, Chibok girls tí wọ́n kó lọ about 200 and something. Dè ní eléni wọn ò bọ́ ń bẹ́ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín. Ní ìgbà Jonathan, ìgbà tí Ọbásanjọ́ náà bàbá ẹbọra òwú, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé ti wá fàbò sí kun nísìnyí bàbá ẹbọra òwú. Àwọn nọ́dánà yẹn nígbà tó fìtìnà tí yín tẹ́ dá nígbà tẹ́yìn wà ń bẹ́ àṣẹ pírẹsidẹ́ǹtì. Nísìnyí àwọn ni best pàdípàdí yín torí ọ̀dọ̀ yín náà dẹ̀ ń sùn sìn. Ẹjọ́ ń jáde ẹjọ́ ń wọlé ni. Ṣé wọ́n ti relocate wá bá yín lọ́tà ní sà? Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́, all of a sudden àwa mọ̀ wípé ẹ̀yin àti Tinubu ẹ̀jọ̀ gbatara yín. Ṣé mọ̀ wípé ọmọ ìyá àjẹ́lẹ̀ ń pè wọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀? Ṣé ti rántí story yẹn? Ṣé mọ̀ wípé màmá Àbíbàtì kan tó jáde láyé ní ìgbà tí láti yọ ọdún tẹ́tí gbógun tira yín Ọbásanjọ́ àti Tinubu? Ṣé mọ̀ wípé màmá Àbíbàtì àwọn ni wọ́n kó àwọn màámi kó ti yé yín tí wọ́n mú Tinubu wá bá yín bẹ́ẹ̀ tán ní kó kúnlẹ̀ níwájú yín tó kúnlẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní pé ẹ yá fọwọ́ gbé dìde. Ṣé mọ̀ ipò tèkì yín ní long hour kẹta tó lè fọwọ́ gbé dìde torí ẹ mọ̀ ìtumọ̀ fọwọ́ gbé dìde yẹn. Nígbà tẹ wá fọwọ́ gbé dìde tán, ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ló ti dọmọ ẹnìyẹn o. Ṣé mọ̀ story ẹ̀ mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé kò sí nǹkan tó bò láyé ni o. Story yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ ló wà lẹ́ o. Story pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ ti tèmi o, kí nǹkan má bàjẹ́ làwọn ṣe o. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ bá wá rò wípé ká bá jẹ́ yẹn náà ni àwọn ò ní nǹkan kan ta fẹ́ bàjẹ́. Àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ kan tẹ̀ rò pé bí àmọ́ àbí tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ tá à rí àbí kíní kan àwa máa tú jáde fún yín. Bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ ẹ kàn sọra yín di frustration element sí ìjọba Tinubu lọ́rùn. Kí lẹ fẹ́ gbà ń bẹ́ẹ̀? Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá à ń wò yín both home and abroad. Ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́. Ǹjẹ́ o mọ̀ wípé Northerner kò tẹ́ ṣe Northerner nìkan, gbogbo every other tribe Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n bínú Lagos State. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá rò pé ìjọba Kingushi tẹ́ ní ẹ̀yin ò bá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá other part ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe, ẹ lè dá dúró. Àwọn tó máa wèlé yín wọ́n pọ̀ bàjẹ́, wọ́n run yín. Ìṣẹ́jú kan pẹ́jù fún wọn láti sọ Lagos State tó jọ̀gàrà tó gògòrò lójú yín tó pa yín lọ́tí yẹn, wọ́n á sọ di kíni, wọ́n á sọ di eérú mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tẹ́ bá fi ọ̀tẹ̀ àti àbòsí yín sí, tẹ́lẹ̀yìn ò bá every other part of Yorùbá ṣe, tó bá wá ṣẹlẹ̀ every other part of Yorùbá wọ́n á sún sẹ́yìn fún yín. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ wípé ṣe rí kíní tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ seaport tó wà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ and in London State kò take wọn ní anytime ká tó dijú ká tó là wọ́n ti develop ẹ̀ because àwọn Northerners ń bínú seaport tó wà ńbẹ̀ yẹn. Every other tribe ní Nàìjíríà pátápátá yàtọ̀ fún Yorùbá ni wọ́n ń bínú seaport yẹn lásán. Wàá nírọ̀ ni mò ń pa. Ẹ wò, màá wá fi fídíò yẹn kẹ́ wá gbọ́ farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́ dé òpin kó lè mọ bó ṣe máa kọ́mẹ̀ntì ẹ̀ sí abẹ́ fídíò yìí. Ṣó wá rí pé fídíò yìí ó ṣe pàtàkì, o ní láti bá mi share sí gbogbo ibi tó bá yẹ kó bá mi share sí pátápátá. Àṣírí títú o, àwọn Northerners àwọn ni wọ́n sponsor Sharia. Tó bá rí ṣó mọ̀ pé mi àti ẹ náà dẹ̀ sọ láti bí ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ní last year yẹn à ń sọ wípé ó dẹ̀bẹ̀ ni wípé APC ni wọ́n sponsor ọ̀rọ̀ ìjà ẹ̀sìn yìí. Ṣé o mọ̀ wípé ìgbà tó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà ẹ̀sìn wọn ò fi Sharia lọ sí? Ìgbà tó rí pé ìjà ẹ̀sìn àwọn mufti tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó ṣe oríṣiríṣi, àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ mùsùlùmí tó ròyè wọn kọ́ support wọn. Later ní ìgbà tí àwọn traditionalist àwọn youth wọn tí wọ́n bọ́ síta tó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi face me I face you tó di woro sí woro, ara everybody wọn wá balẹ̀. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ kan tí kò yí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ó wá ń yé wọn ní kálukú wá ń withdraw ó wá ń sún sẹ́yìn. Ìyẹn lákọ́kọ́ yan ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní last year yẹn o, towards the ending of the year. Ìgbà tó rí pé kíní yẹn ti ń lọlẹ̀ bí Olúwo tún ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ àti mufti bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ Sharia lọ. Kò wá sí ọ̀dọ̀ Olúwo mufti ló ti kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ o. Chief Imam Ṣọ̀ún Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ tó ń bá ọba Gandhi figagbága yìí pé ọba Gandhi ọba ni ọba lòun náà jẹ́ torí olórí ẹ̀sìn lòun jẹ́. Òun ló kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ wèrè Sharia kíní yẹn. Mo dẹ̀ wà lára àwọn tó pariwo ẹ̀ pé ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ọ̀ṣun ẹ lajú kalẹ̀. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí Chief Imam kó máa lóṣì Sharia ọ́fíìsì àbí nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀. Ṣé ẹ sọ̀rọ̀? Òun ló fi encourage wọn tó fi wò wípé tó bá fi lè ṣe yẹn tó wà successful anybody ò sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ń jẹ́ kó ṣe sí every other kíní. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin other state nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jẹ́ pariwo síta. ẹ jẹ́ pariwo síta kẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ torí ẹlúùlù ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí tọ́rọ̀ òye tẹ́ ẹ rò wípé sharia law is going to do you good. Sharia law ní náà tìtọ́ ti practice ẹ̀ ṣó create more job fún wọn. Ṣé sharia law create more job? Ṣé sharia law tó ń create ní tó ń practice ní nọ́ọ̀tì ṣó fi ayé ìrọ̀rùn fún wọn? Ṣó mú ó make ó create ó jẹ́ kí wọ́n rí business ṣe, ó make more money fún wọn, ó jẹ́ kí kẹ́yẹ́ àwọn mùsùlùmí ṣoríire mọ́. Wọ́n practice sharia law, ayé wọn bàjẹ́ mọ́. Wọ́n fi gbogbo nọ́ọ̀tì sí inú ìgbèkùn ẹ̀sìn. Òun ni ayé náà ti fi dojúrú tó fi polúkúrú muṣu dèní lẹ́ni. Wọ́n wá tún wá fẹ́ ṣe the same thing tó fi ba ayé ara wọn jẹ́ tó ń ké wáyò àlà lónìí. Wọ́n wá wò ó pé boná fẹ́ lè ṣe sí o ìgbà tí Tinubu ti wà ń bẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jù sáàárín àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá náà máa lò tipẹ́tipẹ́ náà ìwọ àtèmi ti mọ̀. Ìgbà tó fẹ́ yànkẹ́ Abíọ́lá ta ni wọ́n lò? Anything tó bá fẹ́ ṣe fún ọmọ Yorùbá náà ni wọ́n máa ń lò. Ṣé o ti wá rí anybody tó bá rí any Islamic religious leaders ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá tó pẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́mọ Yorùbá tó bá ti rí tó múra kankan pé wọ́n ní láti ṣàdádádádáda sharia lọ sílẹ̀ Yorùbá wà á kó ti mọ̀ látòní lọ wípé àwọn northerners náà ṣiṣẹ́ fún o. Yes, àwọn politicians wọn ní north àwọn ni wọ́n kówó fún wọn. Àwọn náà gbéṣẹ́ fún wọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún ẹ farabalẹ̀ kó wo fídíò yìí tán torí ó ní fídíò kan tí mo tún fẹ́ fi hàn ẹ́ tó bá wá wo gbogbo ẹ̀ má gbàgbé o láti bá mi ṣe kíni bá mi pín fídíò dé gbogbo ibi tó yẹ kó dé kí ó lè ṣe tí àwọn èèyàn jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́ nǹkan tí wọn ò understand kí wọ́n lè understand kájọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká tú ilẹ̀ baba wa ṣe ogun ògbúdọ̀ wá jà wá àgbúdọ̀ jẹjẹ sí o ọmọ ìyá ni gbogbo wa ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá tá a bá ṣe lajú kalẹ̀ tí ìjà ẹ̀sìn àti sharia lọ bá wọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò sí family house tí ò ní faragbá kò sí family house tápá ò ní gé kò sí family house tẹ́sẹ̀ kan ò ní lọ sí kò sí family house tí ojú ẹ̀ ò ní fọ́. Ẹ ti dàlì má jìrì nìyẹn má fọwọ́ ara ìṣẹ́ṣọ́ ìyà ayérayé fúnra lára ẹ̀. Say no to sharia law. Protect Yoruba land. Protect yourself as a Mùsùlùmí. Má sọ ṣe yes fún sharia law. Ó máa bá tiẹ̀ jẹ́ sharia law ní náà tí òbó oúnjẹ sórí tébù wọn ìyà ló ṣẹ́ṣọ́ ẹ̀ sílẹ̀ fún wọn. Mo wí tèmi o orúkọ tèmi ò yí padà yèyé dára kòwé kò ó lèmi jẹ́ o. Má sì gbàgbé láti bá mi like fídíò bá mi thumb up bá mi share drop your comments ire o.
Because in the next 20 years, northern Nigeria population will be 260 million people, more than the current population of the country. And then what's the plan for the future?